so-called Negro community has shocked the white man by resisting all efforts to divide us. I think that you and I should continue to shock him by staying and working together in unity, despite religious, political, economic, or educational or social differences.
My people are terrified. We've been terrorized to the point that we're mentally and spiritually paralyzed. We suffered through centuries of dehumanization and degradation. It took the form of slavery and segregation in this land of the free, where oppression's government sanctioned. We're subjected to systemic skin color discrimination, from black codes to Jim Crow to black criminalization. It's been 400 years, it's time for our liberation. We're a nation within a nation, victims of colonization. Where's our revolution and Independence Day celebration? Cause what's the 4th of July to the slave on the plantation? And slavery didn't end, they just changed its implementation. Just check the 13th Amendment, then you'll see why so many black males end up as guilty defendants. The system isn't broken, it's working as it's intended. So I'm not here to fix it, I'm here to end it.
And then again, if we tell you that Negroes are being hung on the tree or being shot down illegally, unjustly, and those Negroes should do something to protect themselves, you say you're advocating violence.
I won't rest till this nightmare we're living in ends, and we see justice for our murdered young innocent men. If black lives really matter, black people need the proof. Cause we are the only ones responsible for our improvement. How can we leave it to someone else to do what's best for us, especially when there's someone else has historically been oppressing us? We can't use a system built to enslave us to free us, and we really sick if we think that they white Jesus can heal us. Our children need us to defend them, teach them and guide them, show them love and bring out the greatness that is deep inside them. Are we gonna build a nation or stay on the plantation? Keep begging for our freedom or fight for our liberation?
When the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, he didn't say get nonviolent. He said praise the Lord, but pass the ammunition.
We must be willing to die together, or we'll definitely die separately. We desperately need unity if liberation is our destiny. If we don't know our history, then we doomed to repeat it. White supremacy is the enemy, but together we can defeat it. They stole us from the motherland, sold us into slavery, forced us to work for them. They got the nerve to call us lazy. In this caste system, we're outcasts, still treated as second class. But I can feel it in the air, revolutions in the forecast. We came for greatness, but they don't want us to know. So they hid our history to keep us under control. All it takes is to take a stand. The enemy's not invincible, but we must come together as one nation, indivisible.
20 million black people don't even know their own language. Why? Because he took it away from them. 20 million black people who don't even know the history of their ancestors. Why? Because he took it away from them. And if you're trying to tell them how thoroughly and completely they've been robbed, he says you're teaching hate. That's something to think about. Today you are coming out of college. You're coming out of the leading university. You're trying to go in a good direction, but you don't know which direction to go in.
So I want you all to take a good look at this historic photo right here, right? Oftentimes when we say the words Black excellence, sometimes we forget to look back into our history to see where the excellence began. So let's read this post. Here's a little story for individuals that are fans of the movies Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick. The first Top Gun competition was held in 1949. The white pilots competed with the latest state-of-the-art aircraft, while the African-American pilots were forced to compete with their older obsolete planes. After 3 days of competition, the Tuskegee Air Team of Captain Alva Temple, First Lieutenant Harry Stewart, First Lieutenant James Harvey, and First Lieutenant Halbert Alexander were announced as the winners. There was dead silence in the room. Not one of their colleagues, their white colleagues, applauded this accomplishment. The victory was swept under the rug and the trophy was not seen by the public for 55 years, introducing the real Top Guns. Now, as you just heard here, these brothers had to compete with outdated equipment and still rose to the occasion. That has been the story of the Black Americans since we've been in this country. Particularly black men. We always have to do more with less. See, let's get an understanding of something. I want y'all to look at the dignity and the pride these brothers have on their faces with this accomplishment. It burned them so bad that they hid the damn trophy for 55 years. Y'all don't understand how much these people hate us because, see, this is what they don't understand. When you look at our history, let's take it back to slavery. Those cabins that the slaves lived in, they were built by them. Everything on the plantation, the maintenance of it, that was done by the slaves, not the slave master. So what happens is when you're the person that's sitting back barking orders, you can apply this to today. The greater majority of people that supervise you on these jobs, if they had to do your job out there, they don't know how to do that. Even if they did it once upon a time, they don't have the skill set that you have. See, this is what happens when you sit back like the dominant society does and you try to exploit other people to do your work for you. That's the people that develop all the skills. That's the people that develop innovative techniques to do whatever it is they're trying to accomplish, like these brothers did with this great accomplishment. That's the part that they don't get. When you cheat, you don't cheat the person that you're trying to get over on, you cheat yourself. See, I want young black people who happen to hear this to reflect on what I'm saying. If you are in a situation in life where you are faced with a difficult task and you have the option of a shortcut, do not take the shortcut as the answer until you learn how to do what you're trying to accomplish without the shortcut. Why? Because then you will actually have the skill under your belt. Now, after you learn the skill, then you can opt to use a shortcut sometime or not. But don't rely on that because, see, the way to achieve mastery in any given thing or any given skill set or endeavor that you seek out upon, you have to exercise that ability. You have to practice it. You have to put in work. You have to study the work that you put in and see where you need to make changes. Sometimes, if you're the best at something, I'm going to tell you how people, the great champions that we've had in any sport, our great academic minds that are beyond brilliant, anybody that you want to name that stands out and fits the terms Black excellence, those people don't just say, okay, I'm good at it and sit on their laurels. They constantly work on their craft and they innovate things to the point where the next time that you see them perform, you see them go above and beyond with things that people have never seen. And one thing about Black Americans, foundational Black Americans in this country, you can list a laundry list of things that we have gotten into and we changed the game when we got in there. Not just athletics, academics, the sciences, the arts. Everybody understands what it is when it comes to the music. That's probably the most well-known thing, but our history is rich with brilliant black minds, men and women, and our children that have changed the way those things operate and how the world looks at them by their performance alone. So the next time that any of you stop to think about these types of things right here, understand that we are people that come from greatness. And today in this country, in America, they invest in everything that they can to try to tell us that we are the opposite of great. We're not the ones that have to have a system of white supremacy in place to give us unearned benefits and cheat our way through life. See, as a black person in this country, yes, it is a hard existence. It is a very hard existence. I don't care whether you're wealthy or whether you're poor, because we are always under a system that seeks to knock our legs out from under us, which is why it's so important to stay on code. Okay? Staying on code is the difference maker between life and death for us in many situations. However, we can hold our heads up high, having known that we haven't slaughtered groups of people. We have not tried to overthrow the government, January 6th, insurrection. Okay? We haven't done any of these things, even as far as retaliation for the way that we have been treated in this country. We can hold our heads up high. They can't do that. If you're a part of the dominant society and these buffer class groups, yeah, you too. If you participate in anti-black racism and white supremacy, you are not only a coward, you do so because you need an entire system just to be mediocre. See, think about it. When you have a whole system on your side, you got all the cards in your favor, but at best, the most that you can do is squeeze out mediocrity. Yet the people that you are oppressing, that you stack the deck against, we innovate ways to not only rise to the occasion of the standard, we go above and beyond it. Be proud of your foundational Black American heritage, family. With that said, like, share, subscribe. I'll see you all in future content. Celebrate the foundational Black American culture of freedom, fighting, and resistance with the first annual Aretasase 5K run. This cultural experience will honor our FBA ancestors and icons while harnessing energy from our past to power our future. There will be security at this event to ensure everyone has a safe and enjoyable experience. Aretasase Run is a cultural event for family and friends. Strollers and wheelchairs are welcome. The in-person event will include a free 1-mile fun walk and will be held on December 17th in Tampa, Florida. Unable to make the live event, you can also participate virtually anywhere from December 17th to December 30th. All registered participants will receive the official Aretasase Run finisher medal, t-shirt, and more, with the ability to upload their race time to the official site. Live event participants will receive the time race scores, professional finisher photo, video, and your name will be announced as you're welcomed across the finish line. Enjoy the post-race after party and refuel with a traditional FBA breakfast. You can also help us settle fun family debates like sugar or salt and grits. Prepare with family workouts and runs and post on social media using the hashtag Aretasase Run. For registered info and sponsorship opportunities, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Click the link in the bio. Hope to see you all there.